Welcome to Part 4. In this video, we will talk about how to complete the third section, highlighted in orange here, for the chemical inventory descriptions. On the chemical description page, as you enter it for the first time, you won't see the list of chemicals in the orange table. To begin adding chemical pages to your inventory, you will click Add Chemical Description in the lower right-hand corner. Remember to verify that you are reporting all hazardous materials, solid, liquid, or gas, that are stored on site at any one time during the calendar year, exceeding the reporting thresholds. The typical thresholds are 55 gallons for liquid, 500 pounds for solids, and 200 cubic feet for gas. A new blank form will load beneath the orange chart. Begin by adding the chemical location. Before you enter anything else, click on the Lookup button under Section 2, Chemical Information. This will help pre-fill out your inventory item and is available for many common chemicals. A new window will open and provide a search box at the top. Say you search for motor oil and want to use the first result. Click on the black arrow button to proceed. Check each section to add facility-specific information. Note the red asterisk. Those indicate an item is required, but please fill out all information as completely as possible. At the bottom of Section 1, indicate if the item is classified as EPCRA. More information on this can be found at the EPA website. However, this means it is a hazardous chemical stored at or above the threshold quantities for reporting. For most hazardous chemicals, that's 10,000 pounds. For extremely hazardous substances, 500 pounds or the lower threshold planning quantity. For underground storage of retail gasoline where no violations have occurred, 75,000 gallons. For diesel, 100,000 gallons. In a few circumstances, the business may identify a chemical location is confidential or chemical information must be handled as a trade secret. If that applies to your business, you can click on the link and then contact your inspector to discuss the procedure. You can upload the trade secret disclosure form here, if applicable. Under physical state, the liquid information was preloaded when we chose the chemical from the lookup tool. The chemical name, cast number, and material type were also added. Don't forget to add the common name. Later, we will add the quantity stored on site. Note that if the material is mainly stored as a liquid, you must report it in gallons, so the physical state and the units must match. Likewise, if it's a solid, report it in pounds, and if it's a gas, report it in cubic feet. If the material is a mixture, you will typically find composition information in Section 3 of the safety data sheet. If given a range for the concentration or percent weight, use the high number in the range. Don't worry about adding to 100%. Mark the box if the material is an EHS, extremely hazardous substance. Reporting is required in pounds regardless of if it is a solid, liquid, or gas. You can check the list of EHS in the link provided in the video description. Section 3, Chemical Classification. You are required to provide a fire code hazard class. If the lookup button filled this out, you are set. If not, you will have to check the safety data sheet and add the appropriate classifications according to the fire code standards. Use the Help Classifying link here if needed. After clicking Help Classify, a new list of boxes will appear. Using SDS, sections 9, 11, 12, and others, fill out as many boxes as possible. Then click Classify. Boxes in this section will likely be filled out based upon the data. For federal hazard categories, find Section 2 of your safety data sheet and mark off the classifications provided. If none, mark hazard not otherwise classified. Provide the numeric value for the largest container and maximum storage amount on site. For the average, you can use half the maximum if that provides the average amount that is typically on site. For units, do not type the words like gallons. Instead, mark the units below. Add days the chemical is typically on site. If on site all days of the year, add 365. If it is a waste, add the annual waste amount and state waste code. Use the lookup button to find the state waste code if unknown. Mark all storage containers that are applicable for the material being reported. If not listed, add it to the Other container box. Storage pressure and temperature is often ambient, which means same as normal conditions. However, if this is a gas, the storage pressure will be above ambient. If this is a liquefied gas, the temperature will typically be below ambient or cryogenic. Cryogenic is considered negative 153 degrees Celsius and below, depending upon what standard you are using. For example, CO2 liquid is usually below ambient. Liquid nitrogen is cryogenic. Finally, at the bottom of the page, click Save Changes and wait for the page to load. A new line item will show up in the orange grid section at the top. Continue to add more materials using the Add Chemical button. Once all items over the reporting threshold have been added, you are ready to move on to the next section. Thanks for watching. Next up is the Consolidated Emergency Response Contingency Plan section. Please contact us if you have any questions. Thanks.